Good evening, folks, and a very, very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us here on the Oz Cro Soccer Show. My name is Tonchi Prusats. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you over the next 60 minutes. And joining me, as he does each week, the man of the moment, Ante Grabovac. Good evening, Ante. How are you, mate?
Oh, very well. What about yourself, Tonchi?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. I mean, it's only our second episode this year, but for some unknown reason, it just seems like we've already been at it for a month. I guess there's just so much news happening. There's just lots going on at the moment, both here and overseas as well. But look, it's good. We've got lots of action tonight, lots to talk about. And what's on the cards for tonight, Ante?
Yeah, huge show. We've got a bit of a clip with ADRIAN VLASTELICA, the captain of Sydney United, who turned up to my son Adam's match on Saturday. So we were able to have a bit of a chat with him. Addy G, that's right. And we've also got a great chat with DANI, who is the girls' technical director at Dandenong, and she'll be talking about the fantastic tournament that they had down there in Dandy on the weekend, and gaining a lot of attention down in Victoria, which is fantastic to see. And we're going to hopefully do a live cross to Canberra, where tomorrow night O'Connor Knights are playing in the Australia Cup, and LACHLAN Fields will be ready. He was awarded all sorts of awards last year, and O'Connor Knight's favourite. So let's hope we can get lucky in the middle of training and try and, ensure that we pump them up for a victory tomorrow against Olympic.
Yeah, that's right. That game's a big game. So if you are in Canberra, the nation's capital, do pop down to Woden and Close. That's going to be the scene of tomorrow's Australia Cup clash, that's for sure. Yeah, we've got lots to get through tonight, so it's going to be a jam-packed show. We do thank all of our sponsors, in particular Gem Life and Living Gems. We've got these brand new backdrops as well, these virtual backdrops behind us. It makes us look like it's a press conference. So we do thank Gem Life and Living Gems sincerely for their sponsorship this year. We also thank tonight's business sponsors or business advertisers, Corsa Hair Studio, Playmat App, and Oz Cro Imports. And certainly, if you'd like to jump on board and support what Ante and myself and the team are doing, get in touch with us, communitysportsmedia@gmail.com, and we'll put that email up later on, communitysportsmedia@gmail.com, or private message us via our Facebook page and get in touch with us. We're going to take a break. When we return, time for the news desk. It's the Oz Cro Soccer Show.
Who's to say who's young, who's old? Compared to who? Age is complicated. You see, most people really stop getting older at age 26, but their bodies just don't get the memo. So, hidden inside most over 50-ish-year-olds is the soul and spirit of a 26-year-old. With the same loves and desires and hopes and dreams, just in slightly different packaging. Why waste time wondering when you could be enjoying? It's your life, and life is what you make it. So, what are you waiting for?
Over to you, Ante.
Yeah, thanks so much, Taunchy. The winners list for this week. Unfortunately, there are only 6 logos on this list, and they're taken up by teams from Brisbane, Sydney, Wollongong, and Canberra. Where's the rest of the nation? Come on. Gold Coast Knights, they stay in first place. Brisbane Knights, they stay in first place. Sydney United came up with a massive 5-1 win over RPR, which was absolutely humongous. O'Connor Knights, they played their first match of their particular league, and they came up with a victory, so I'm sure they'll be marching up the table as well. South Coast, after Julian Lopatz joined us last week, look what happened. They actually came up with their first win of the season, and so we'll have to cross to Julian a lot more. There you go, big victory for them. And Hersel Zagreb, 2 wins in a row after a slow start to the season, which is fantastic to see. So brilliant news. So over to this weekend, what's happening? A lot of home games this weekend. Taunchi, as you can see, the Gold Coast Knights, who are coming first, are at home. Western Knights, who are also at first, have got a big match against the third place Kingsway Olympic.
Let's just stop there. How good is that? The Western Knights, first season back in the top flight over in WA. They've played 5 games now, 4 wins and a draw. They dropped points for the first time last week, I believe. And but how good is that? They've returned to the top flight and straight away they shoot to the top spot. That's awesome. Well done, Western Knights.
That's immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. And keep up the great job. We'll have to catch up with them in a couple of weeks and see what's happened with their recruitment and how that's all happened, because, yeah, that's a brilliant story. Down in Tassie, Glenorchy is also first. So 3 teams around the nation are coming first at the moment, which is brilliant. Newcastle are at home this weekend. Adelaide are at home as well against a big one, 5th versus 6th against White City. That's always a big one on Saturday afternoon. Sydney United have the old NSL derby at home against Marconi. So if you are there anywhere in Sydney on Sunday afternoon, get on down there. The entertainment last Sunday afternoon was just unbelievable. 5 goals, and Matthew Hatch was just absolutely on fire along with the rest of the team. The O'Connor Knights, they had their first match and they're coming 6th after 1 game and 1 win. The rest of the teams have played 2. So they've got a home match this week, as do Dandenong City against first place South Melbourne. That's going to be a tough one, but Dandy is so far the highest placed Croatian team in the Victorian NPL. In Illawarra, like we mentioned, our friends, they had their first victory and they're at home against Wollongong Olympic on Saturday night. Guelph, Croatia, they're coming 9th and they're at home against UWA Netherlands. And North Geelong Warriors, they need a win. Come on, what's going on there? 0 wins, 0 draws, and then it's a good opportunity to get their first points against the Eastern Lions, hopefully at Elko Park there on Saturday afternoon.
They've got 2 games at home coming up, Ante, and all the talk is that they're doing not too bad as far as creating chances. They're just not scoring goals. So we're expecting big things from the North Geelong Warriors in the next couple of weeks, that's for sure. But there is some positive news, and we'll talk about that later with regards to that.
Absolutely, indeed. In terms of away teams, so we've got a few teams that are away this week, and they include the Melbourne Knights, who are playing the Altona Magic on Saturday night. We've got Hersel Zagreb away. We've got Oakley Cannons at home against St. Albans Dynamo. That's on Friday night, so St. Albans hopefully can climb that ladder. And we've got Brisbane Knights, who are coming first. They're away to Redcliffe. And Canberra, Croatia, who are coming 5th. They are away to the Tigers. So let's hope we get more logos on that winners list
absolutely.
This weekend. In terms of the Australia Cup, Taunchi, we had 3 out of 4 victories last Tuesday and Wednesday. Canberra, Croatia came up with a 4-2 win against the Tigers. We had Gold Coast Knights beat Jimboomba United by 4-0.
Oh, I love that name, Jimboomba.
Jimboomba. Everyone scored 4 goals because Sydney United also won 4-0. Of course, we had the cross to Julian. It was 0-0 at that stage, but Sydney United with an Antelmi hat-trick and one of my favourite names in football at this particular point in time, Alessandro Lacalandra, scored the other goal. So that was a fantastic effort. So we've got 9 logos. Unfortunately, we have lost 1 because Brisbane lost their match. So there you go. Hopefully we can have and keep 9 logos. So we've got a big clash, as we mentioned at the start of the show, tomorrow night with O'Connor Knights hosting Canberra Olympic at Woden Park enclosed. If you are in Canberra, get on down and support the boys, and hopefully we will have LACHLAN Fields towards the end of the show on to discuss that match. St. Albans, next Wednesday, get on down to Churchill Reserve. They take on East Bentley Strikers, and by ranking, this should be an easy fixture, but no fixtures are easy in the...
it's about seven divisions below them, or actually might be 8, because the Dynamo in NPL and East Bentley Strikers are State 5. So that's NPL, VPL 1, VPL 2, and then you've got 5 state divisions. So that's like 8 divisions below. But anything can happen. This is where those cup sets occur. Let's hope for all the Croatian fans, because Dynamo are the sole Croatian club in Victoria left in the Australia Cup.
That's right. Let's crack that bunker. I'm sure the East Bentley Strikers will be bunkered down and have the double-decker bus basically set up for that particular match. And then, of course, the Western teams in Western Australia. We've got Western Knights and Guelph, Croatia in action later on next week, and Glenorchy as well on that same day. So that Saturday will be a huge afternoon. And then we've still got Gold Coast Knights, Newcastle, Sydney United, and Canberra, Croatia still in. So that's great news. And we want as many Croatian clubs to go as far and as deep as possible in the Australia Cup as possible.
You really do. Now, mate, I wasn't going to do this simply because I was going to remain impartial and I wasn't going to wear this top. But you know the old saying, "Ikad gube, ikad tuku, uvijek vjeran svom hajduku." Now, Steve Škornjak from Adelaide, yellow card to you, son, for your comments in the comments section. We will get to the HNL report very shortly. And yes, we will also cover the BH Premier League. But let me just say, in 3 years or 2 and a bit years, we've issued our first yellow card to a viewer. Steve, cheerio to you over in Adelaide. And a big game this week, by the way, Adelaide, Croatia coming up against Belgrade. And that's going to be a huge game. So we're wishing Adelaide, Croatia Raiders all the very, very best for that. And hopefully everything will be fine off the field as well. There won't be any of those issues. Anyway, Mr. Škornjak, yes, we're just for you. Here we go. The HNL Croatian Premier League. Look at that. If you're a Rijeka supporter, well, I'll tell you what, you must be getting ready for some
big celebrations.
Big celebrations. If you're a Rijeka supporter, that is. If you're a Dinamo supporter, I think you're slowly reaching that. What's that word? That crescendo when you start to kind of like expect that you're going to win the title. But we saw in Germany overnight, Ante, after a long time of what's the word? A monopoly on the title, the Bundesliga title by Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen took the title, and boy, were they amazing scenes. If you haven't seen it, do go on YouTube.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. There's an English lad that goes everywhere, Thogden or whatever he is. He's brilliant. His commentary is absolutely fantastic. I think he's lost his voice by the end of it. But anyway, look, let's recap round 30 in the Croatian Premier League. Rijeka 2-0 winners over Istra in the Kvarnerski derby. Osijek came to Hajduk, and they seem to be doing a lot better than Hajduk in recent years, even though this game was played behind closed doors. Osijek winning Hajduk 2-1. We move along. Dinamo went to Gorica into the neighbourhood there and easily conquered Gorica 2-0. So they maintained that striking distance within Rijeka. Varaždin at home lost to Lokomotiva 0-2. Rudeš at home 1 versus Slaven Belupo 3.
All the away teams won on the weekend.
Yeah, very incredible. Anyway, tomorrow Varaždin travels to the Maksimir Stadium to take on Dinamo Zagreb in that game that was postponed about 6 years ago. Yeah, well, they're going to finally play this game tomorrow. Anyway, that means that let's bring that ladder back up. Dinamo should win that. That means they will be within 2 points of Rijeka with 6 games to go. And basically, Ante, if all stays as is, it'll be round 33, the big decider. That's when Rijeka takes on Dinamo at home at the Rujevica. That could be effectively the grand final. That could be the decider.
We saw Arsenal and Liverpool both lose on the weekend in their championship race, so anything can happen.
Yeah, it's amazing what's going on over there. Let's turn our attention very quickly to the Prva Liga, or the Croatian League One. Very close up the top there. And this also could come down to the wire because the top 2 teams are set to meet, I think it may well be in the last or the second last round. Now, there's 33 rounds in this second-tier competition. Zrinski Osječko, who play their games at the Gradski Vrt, NK Osijek's old ground, they're 2 points ahead of Šibenik. Šibenik, coached by former Hajduk legend Mario Carevic. It's basically a 2-horse race there. And then the other interest lies at the other end of the competition. Orient and Solin at the moment in the relegation zone. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, not just at the top, but also at the bottom. And the Croatian League 2, or in Croatia they call it the Druga Nogometna Liga. There we've got the results from the 23rd round. This is another interesting one because Opatija and Radnik Križevci, they are fighting for that top spot, that automatic promotion spot. And then obviously the second spot also leads to a promotion playoff against the second last place team in that Prva Liga. So this is all going to come down to the wire as well. But Opatija, and Radnik Križevci looking good. For a while, Karlovac was looking really, really good, but they've slipped lately. But Kustošija, well, they're the kind of the dark horses at the moment because, remember, they're probably the most richest Division 3 team in the world because they've sold how many players now to Barcelona and wherever else. And, yeah, they've got the milione euro, in the bank account. So,
Nevaži.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. So that's what's happening there. Now, mate, you had some interesting news to know about the juniors down in Victoria. Is that right?
Yeah, well, Torchy, you might be able to tell us a little bit about how this works. But I believe the Knights, the under-18s, have joined the first division. So is it my understanding that there are 4 divisions when the season starts and then the best of the best get chosen to play together? Is that how it works in Victoria?
Yeah, so what it is basically they have in each division, under 14, under 15, under 16, and the under 18, there are 48 teams, all right? So across 4 different zones, west, east, south, north, whatever. In the west zone, you've got Melbourne Knights, North Geelong, St Albans Dynamo. Strathmore Split doesn't have a junior NPL team as yet. And then Dandenong City are in the south, I think, zone. I'm not too sure about Dandenong City, but I know Melbourne Knights, their under-18s have now qualified for the Division 1 because what they do is they have a grading phase, 11-round grading phase. The top 3 teams move into Div1, teams 4 through to 6 into Div2, and teams 7 and below go into Division 3. So North Geelong under-16s also have qualified for Division 1 of their age group, and the Melbourne Knights under-18s have qualified for Division 1 of their age group. All the other teams are either in Division 2 or Division 3. So it's great that those 2 teams, Melbourne Knights under-18s, North Geelong under-16s, and like I said, I'm not too sure about Dandenong. I should slap myself for not doing the research on that. But if anyone is from Dandenong City and they do know how the juniors went, their juniors, let us know in the comment section.
Also of interest, during the week, it was good to see Guardiola score his first goal. What a goal to score. What a stage to score it in the Champions League quarterfinals. And, of course, Kovacic scored as well on the weekend, as did Guardiola again. So he broke his duck, then he scored in the next match. So well done to both of them. And, of course, I don't know if you've seen Budimir's penalty, but it's probably one of the worst penalties you've ever seen in your life, unfortunately.
I haven't, actually.
And he's coming second in the Spanish First Division. So it's good to see that we're scoring goals and it all bids well for the Euros.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a very, very short break. Look, when we return, we'll be chatting to a lovely, lovely man who was very gracious to take some time out and have a chat to yourself and your lovely son, Addy G. And he's been a regular on this show in the past as well. Always makes time for us as well. So we'll be chatting to ADRIAN VLASTELICA, the captain of Sydney United, straight after this short break.
Ready to score big on the global stage? Join Citizen HR for sporting opportunities. Tired of feeling like a stranger in your locker room? Long for a sense of belonging in the global sports community? It's time to consider becoming a Croatian citizen with Citizen HR, your gateway to a second passport for sporting excellence. At Citizen HR, we understand the emotional weight of your athletic journey. It's not just about victories, it's about belonging, security, and a connection to your sporting heritage. Our mission is to make the process of obtaining a second passport for sporting purposes as smooth and stress-free as possible. Access experts who specialize in citizenship via special interest, guiding you through every step. From paperwork to strategy, we're here to ensure you have everything you need. As one user, Kate KC attested easy to use and great selection of experts available. Don't miss out on this game-changing opportunity. Download Citizen HR today and redefine your sports citizenship. So what are you waiting for? Head over to https://citizenhr.app today. Use the code AUSCRO for 50% off any biography translations you order.
All right, Adrian and Adam, here they are. Adrian, tell us a bit about Tuesday night against the Bulli. What happened there in the Australia Cup?
Yeah, we got a good 4-0 win down in Bulli. Late start for us, 8:30. So, but yeah, good to get through the first round of Australia Cup / Roadside Cup. Obviously defending champions we are this year. So, yeah, good to get a good start, score some goals, and yeah.
And Paddy and Tommy scored a big hat-trick, yeah?
Yeah, Paddy with a hattie and LACHLAN with one. So our strikers getting the goals, which is always good.
Fantastic. Tell us about the rest of the season. How's that been going so far?
Yeah, good. Like everyone knows, a lot of new players this year, faces, I think 13 or something like that. A lot of young boys that are gelling slowly and yeah, coming into themselves. So hopefully, now 10 games in almost, we'll start picking it up, which we have in the last few weeks. And yeah, the boys are awesome. New coach is good as well. So it's really going well for us, yeah.
And how fast is Hatch at training? I mean, is he the quickest guy in the squad, or what's going on? He's become a fan favourite very quickly.
Yeah, no, he's lightning, so it's always good not to be playing against him. Let me tell you, I chased him. So, but yeah, I've never seen someone so quick. But yeah, it's good to have him on our team.
That's right. Adam, you got any questions for the cap?
So Adrian, Matt Hatch is a line McQueen, is he? So how is he at training?
He is Lightning McQueen. He's got the red boots like Lightning McQueen had the car. Yeah. If I'm correct, was his car red? It was. Yeah. He's no, it's good. He's a good boy, Hatchie. Good character having around the change room, and yeah, good footballer, and I think that's the main thing. Yeah, good people around the team.
That's good. And Carlos has been alright, been well.
Yeah, Spider's been good.
Yep.
He's got us really fit, playing well, some good football. Obviously last week unfortunate in the result in the end, and not picking up a point, and Blacktown should have probably had 3. So, but yeah, we're doing really well, and hopefully keep progressing in the next couple of weeks.
And what's your predictions for Sunday?
I think we're going to get a 2-1 win this week.
And who's going to score? What do you reckon?
I reckon Paddy's got 2 this week.
Paddy's 2, huh?
Paddy's 2. Pressure's on.
And Adrian, this is about the 5th year or so that you've come down to watch Adam play. Of course, Adam plays for St George Warriors, special needs team. I mean, tell us a bit about, and you've actually played for the Warriors and made a special appearance when they were short with the goal, goalkeeper. So, tell us about, what you think about, basically football for all and special needs football.
I think it's awesome what Russell and the Warriors do, and the St George Association let the boys play in the competition, and it's really good for Adam and all the boys. They have a great Saturday kick around, and undefeated. What is it now, Ads? How many years?
I think it's like over a couple of years now.
Yeah, at least undefeated. So it's great to see everyone with a smile on their face, and yeah, got to play a couple of years ago in goals and they were short. I don't think I kept a clean sheet either, so it wasn't great. But yeah, Ad's got another goal today, so one a week, as I say.
Yep.
And yeah, just it's excellent that everyone gets a chance and opportunity, and yeah, great what Russell and everyone does for the boys, Maddie.
And Adam, how much do you appreciate the captain of Sydney United coming to watch you play?
Oh, I really appreciate it heaps. He's the man for that at Sydney United, and he's the man for that being a supporter. So thanks, Adrian.
No problem, and good luck to the Warriors as they continue on their quest for another undefeated season here.
Good luck to United for the Australia Cup, Orange Cup, end the season ahead.
Well, 3 trophies, Ads?
Definitely.
That's it.
Let's hope so. Thanks so much, Adrian, once again. Thanks Addy.
Thanks, Addy.
Thanks, Addy.
Thanks, Legend.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Legend.
Oh, legends. 2 legends there. I tell you what, Addy G and Adrian Vlastelica, the Sydney United captain. Mate, he's a legend. He really is, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, fantastic ambassador for the club. I mean, not only obviously when he comes down to watch Addy G, but everything he's done with the club, and that week when we made the final of the Australia Cup, and he's been absolutely fantastic. So great to have him on board. He was correct about Antelmi scoring 2 goals, but he was incorrect about the result. So that was the day before the RPA game, and of course he predicted 2-1, but they won 5-1. It was just absolute mayhem, a masterclass, particularly in that first half where it was 4-0 at half time, and RPA didn't know what hit them. So well done to United, and if they get those combinations right, they will do really, really well this season.
Yeah. Now, mate, usually in spring, that's when you start to sort of do the spring clean out. You clean out the garage and things like that. But, it's middle of autumn at the moment. And at our household, we're actually undergoing a major clean out of the garage. My wife's just started this little side business, so we need to find some room in the garage. And it was actually my dear wife who was cleaning up. And tomorrow I basically have to go through all my stuff. But there, on top of the pile of what I needed to sort out for tomorrow, guess what I came across? Look at that.
Wow.
And that gold, Glenorchy Knights, 1957 to 2007. I didn't even realise I had this book. Like, far out. That's absolutely incredible. I reckon I'll be spending half the day just reading this, and if I find any other gold pieces. But what masterpieces over the years have you uncovered and that you've got, and it's waiting to be read? Pop it in our comments section. But yeah, that was 1957 to 2007. So that was their 50th anniversary. Written by Marina Brkic, a compilation of statistics, Miss Croatia's, historical photographs, all from Croatia, Glenorchy Knights. Amazing.
3 more years and another new book's coming, Taunchy, so hang on to that one.
Might have to. On a sad note, though, however, during the week, 2 former players of St Albans Dinamo, Jure Ereš in Croatia and Charlie Fitzpatrick down Geelong way, who also played 1 year at North Geelong as well. They passed away, unfortunately. Jure had battled a disease, I think it was cancer, for a long periods of time in his hometown Metkovic, and Charlie Fitzpatrick also had battled a disease for a long time. And also just today I hear the news that Fra Nikica Zlatunic, the parish priest of the Gold Coast and Brisbane community since 1996 to about 2016, Father Nick, as he was known with the sheshir he used to have, he's passed away in Bosnia as well. So condolences to all those clubs, communities and families as well.
It's been a tragic week. Of course, Gold Coast also had another loss with one of their, very, very important members of the club, with Yuri, I believe his name was, or Oriel, suddenly passing away on the weekend as well. And lots of condolences to him as well on Facebook and social media. So, yeah, terrible week and all round, yeah.
It has, certainly, and we don't even need to mention what's happened in your hometown with all of the, the world's gone nuts. Well,
we'll talk about it. Yes, Paula, you got the mentioning of the under 18, so thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get on with it. We're going to have a very short break. When we return, something awesome that happened over the weekend down in Melbourne, the Dandy Cup, the inaugural Dandy Cup. We'll be speaking with DANI MURETIC, the girls' technical director of Dandenong City, all about that. It is a bit of a lengthy interview, and we pre-recorded it earlier today, but it's certainly worth listening to, watching. And I'll tell you what, if anyone's from the Croatian soccer tournament organisers, listen to what she has to say. She's got probably a good tip for you. All right, this is the Oz Cro Soccer Show.
Oz Cro Imports brings you the finest taste of Croatian beer, spirits and wine. Let your taste buds feel the years of nurtured produce and years of experience in producing some of the best beer and wines from Croatia. Established over 10 years ago and importing various wines, spirits and beers from Croatia, we stock the following products: Osječko pivo, Staro Češko and Velebitsko beers, all naturally crafted brews. We carry a wide range of shortcut spirits, which is renowned for top quality and has won numerous awards for its traditionally produced spirits. Some of these include Šljiva, Viljamovka, Kajsije, Višnja, Orahovac and Medovača. We also have wines ranging from the Ilok region in Slavonia, Belje wines from the Danube region, Malvazija from Istra, and the Palihnic branded Plavac Mali and Poship wines from the Dalmatian coast. Our mission is simple: to ensure that quality, unique and reasonably priced Croatian goods can be enjoyed right here in Australia. We also cater for special gift packs for customers, be they birthdays, christenings, weddings, etc. It's easy to order online, or you can telephone us to arrange a special package. Visit our website at www.ozcro.com.au, like our Facebook page Oz Cro Imports, or you can contact us by calling 0419 44 55 18 or email sales@ozcro.com.au.
Oh, forgot to hit the audio button. Ante, we saw some snippets there from the Dandy Cup that was held on the weekend. Now, from all accounts, it was a resounding success, bringing together nearly something like 700 players. That's incredible. 700, and they were all female. So it was a female-only tournament, which was absolutely amazing, and brought together various teams. 3 Croatian clubs participated, apart from obviously the hosting Dandenong City Hajduk. We had FC Strathmore and St Albans Dynamo as well, but there were so many other clubs as well. It was a real mainstream tournament. And just earlier today, it even made the Herald Sun, the daily down here. So how good is that?
That's really exciting, yeah. I mean, the growth of women's football is just growing and growing each and every day. And, yeah, to have 700 participants and all those logos that were there is really, really impressive. And hats off to everyone involved with that particular tournament, because it's not easy to organise. And, it looks like the girls and the women had a fantastic day.
Ante, on the line to tell us all about the Dandy Cup the tournament, the inaugural Dandy Cup tournament. We have the girls' technical director at Dandenong City Soccer Club, DANI MURETIC. DANI, are you on the line?
Yeah, hi Tonchi and Ante. How are you?
How are you?
Yeah, really good.
Excellent,
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Now, Danny, look, obviously there was a whole team behind this, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. But let's talk about the concept of the Dandy Cup. And remembering it is a mainstream tournament. It's for any clubs that wanted to participate. And from all accounts, it was at capacity. But let's go right to the start. How was the idea born for the Dandenong City Cup?
Yeah, not a problem. So in October last year, we were talking about hosting a female-only tournament. And the reason why we started talking about this concept was that we had our girls-only soccer teams that we have at Dandenong City Soccer Club that would enter tournaments. And this was last season. And at the very last minute, most tournaments would merge age groups because there wasn't enough entries, or they would cancel the division entirely. So we wanted to offer, obviously, our girls the same opportunities as the boys do with entering in soccer tournaments. Their brothers are playing and they can see all this hype around them. And to be honest, they just want to be a part of it. So we started talking about hosting a female-only tournament in the Southeast. There is one that currently runs at the end of the season in Ballarat in Victoria. It's the Western United Cup. And we wanted to have a pre-season tournament, and the idea of the pre-season tournament and the timing was quite crucial. So it'd get, first of all, the benefit of that would be getting a lot of practice games in before the season. So that's very appealing for coaches and clubs and girls. And also the nature of the way girls' teams form is quite late in pre-season when you actually fill the team. So it's quite a slow process. You'll get your expression of interest at the start of the year, and then you just build on that and work on that as a club to actually fill the team. So it's actually not until some of my teams were fully formed only last week or the week before. And so to have this pre-season tournament later in the pre-season calendar was also something that we really put a lot of thought into. And basically we had to wait until the Football Victoria calendar was released, and we saw a little bit of a window opportunity between Easter and season start date, which is this Sunday. And we thought we'd take that opportunity and host a female-only tournament aged from under 8s right through to under 16s.
Brilliant. And we saw how many logos there were. So what were the full set of participants there, Danny?
Well, it was interesting. So we actually, by the time we got our logo and the website up and running, we only had a 4-week window to actually get this tournament from zero right through to capacity. And when we were talking about this tournament, we were talking about having 72 teams. So that's 8 teams per age category. Now once we launched, we quickly realized that at our facility at the Frank Holohan Reserve with the 3 pitches that we currently have, we actually, to be out with all the fixtures, once we had done a draft fixture, we could only really accept only 52 teams. So within 3 weeks, we were sold out. We were at full capacity in terms of what we could host over 2 days at our facilities. And so what that resulted in was 29 clubs represented all over Melbourne, and 52 teams. And I think the total players was just over 650 players that registered for this tournament.
That's really impressive, Danny. What were the exact age categories that you had involved?
We under 8s right through to under 16s.
Wow.
So under 8s played your 7v7, your under 10s right through to under 13s played 9v9, and then we had full pitches and full 11v11 from 14 up. Yeah.
That's it. And what's the feedback been from all the participants and the fans that attended as well?
It's been overwhelming. It's been the girls, the smiles on their faces, the hype around those 2 days at the club, it was just amazing. And we are so honoured to be able to host something like that and give the girls an opportunity to play the world game and the sport that they love so much. It was just an incredible experience for us.
In Victoria, Danny, we've got a lot of these tournaments, Boys FC, Girls FC, as you said, the Western United Cup, Macca's Cup, which is held in the eastern suburbs as well. Now, the Dandy Cup can safely say it's become fully fledged, recognised, I guess, as part of the mainstream cup tournaments for juniors, and in this particular case, junior girls. Like you've off air, you talked about some of the recognition that it's already received in such a short time. It's amazing. It's actually incredible. Tell us what outside of the club and outside of our own Croatian community, what has been some of the recognition for this inaugural event?
Well, Football Australia and Football Victoria were contacting me prior to the event, and they wanted to get involved. So, and it was great. It was really great to get their support, and because it just adds to the I guess the prestige component of it, and really aligns our vision with their vision as well. So, Football Australia hosted a clinic, mini Tillies at the Dandy Cup on Saturday, and that's for girls aged between 4 and 11, and it's a free clinic that just promotes getting involved in for females in football, and that ran for an hour, and they had a lot of people register for that. Football Victoria ran the Go Girls and the Go Mums program as well on Saturday, and it's just been a great experience for us to, I guess, speak with the girls' divisions of these organisations that run our leagues and run the entire country in terms of their football programs. So, yeah, I've been having great conversations with around this cup, and a lot of people wanted to get on board and were really encouraging us to make it a great event for these girls.
Yeah, it'd be terrific to make it an annual event. And what was the format of the tournament? Was it the traditional group games followed by knockouts? Is that the way the tournament was run?
We did 15-minute halves for each age category with a 5-minute halftime, and yeah, it was in terms of the players on the pitch, it would be the same as whatever their season was, so whatever their age category was. And it was, group stages, and then the top team, or the top two, if we had 2 groups, it would be the top team of each group would play off in a final. And if it was one big group, it would be the top 2 teams would play off in a final.
Yeah, Danny, like not just the execution of the tournament and the organisation, but the overall presentation as well of the tournament was very, very professional. And as we can see, we've got some images here of a live stream that was happening. There was commentators. The actual website and the app for the results and the and fixtures and standings and all of that was also first class. And you utilised some external, I guess, institutions or organisations as part of this as well. So how important was that, and what were some of the what were some of the tools at your disposal to really ensure that this was a wonderfully successful tournament?
Yes, so Rolando, he also is involved in the Macca's Cup and the Shepparton Cup and some of the really big tournaments that we have down here in Victoria. And he's actually one of the parents of, and a coach now actually of one of our teams. So
what's his name? Sorry, and what's his organisation?
He has two organisations. So Rolando Navis is his name.
Yep.
I'll just jump in.
Your sport or something like that, or
I think it's Australian Football School is his.
Yes, yep.
Yeah. So he's incredible. He's got systems that he uses that run the fixture side of things and the live updates of scores and there's apps associated with that, and there's also software that's associated with that. And he also provides a service of, he could essentially run tournaments for you as well. So it's depending on how much of an involvement you need as a organizer, as to how much he can organise for you. So
he provides the template, and then it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to do it independently, or if you want to engage his organisation. But how great is that, having someone like that in the club within your own, I guess, database of potential people that you could use? That's amazing.
Exactly. Yes. When I had that, I remember that initial conversation I had with him. I said, "Hi, my name's Dani MURETIC. I'm really enthusiastic in this space. This is what my vision is, what our vision is as a club. And we, how I've been given your number. How can we make this work?" And so I didn't really know his background at that stage. And so when we were talking, I just thought I had struck gold, to be honest, because it seemed like it was going to be an easy process in getting him on board. And it's not that I wanted it to be easy or that we wanted it to be easy. It was just that all of the unknowns he seemed to be all on top of. So yeah, he made it. I guess working with him was, for me, it was a great experience in and I definitely recommend if anyone else needed to go down that path to give him a call. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic resource to have. And Danny, tell us a bit about your background with women's football and girls football. I mean, did you play yourself, or is it only because you've got a child that plays, as you mentioned, in the under-8s?
Yeah, so I've got a tennis background. So when I was very young, right through to 17, I played tennis quite. I was quite involved in the tennis space. I took it to quite a high level. When I was at that point of year 11, I think, on year 12, I think I decided that I wanted to pursue, my academic career, and I had some dreams in terms of going to university, and kind of it switched for me at that point. Mind you, female football was not available back then for me. I just played in the school team, and what I really loved about football, I'll be honest with you, what I really loved about football was that it was in a team environment, and I was one of many, rather than tennis was quite. I guess the pressure of tennis was, if you couldn't devote your entire week to it and time to it, it was, it's not something that you really need to take it seriously when you get to that pointy end a tennis kind of background. So
Absolutely.
I always found relief in playing a team sport because I was one of many, and I actually lifted a lot more as a player playing in a team than I would playing for myself. I was one of those people. So then when I was at university, I started playing football for my local team. And yeah, we played State 1 back then, and I loved it. It was, for me, it was getting, it was a competitive sport. I love sport and I love being competitive. And so I played actually quite late. I played from, in my 20s, I played football, and I probably stopped when I was about 26, 27. But yes, I do have a sport background, and I've always been a huge advocate for female sport. My family have always encouraged me to, whatever dreams I had, to go and pursue that. So for me, now having a daughter, Layla is 7, and she started Mali Vatrani at Dandenong City Soccer Club 2 years ago. And we were at a barbecue, and Luban Palinic, who's the director of football at Dandenong City, was just having a conversation with me. And I said, absolutely, you guys we need to, as a club, have this strong mini Roos presence in female football. And he said, Danny, are you gonna get involved? And I said, yeah, absolutely, I will. So that's how it all started back then. I kind of I volunteered, and it's been an amazing experience.
Danny, apart from congratulations on what you've achieved and what the club's achieved, but you personally, congratulations on wanting to step up. I speak to a lot of people from various clubs, and it's still a lot of the dads get involved. The mums are a bit wary and sort of, I don't know too much about soccer and this and that. So they kind of leave it to the blokes, and the blokes are the ones that push women's soccer. But it's great to see we're getting more and more females involved, not just players, but coaches, technical directors, administrators, and some mums usually make some of the best team managers and secretaries. But now we're also starting to get females involved in that coaching side of things, as you are, technical director. So a lot more of that as well. So it really means that the whole space, the whole female space, is now becoming all-encompassing, not just for players, but for coaches, administrators, the lot. So well done to you, and that's you, number one, ought to be given a good pat on the back for that.
Yeah, look, it's to allow. I mean, there's a whole heap of people that need it. There's a whole team behind every all your efforts in life.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to allocate time to do this, there's a whole heap of, because I am a mother, and I've got a full-time job, so I wanted, I can't just take recognition as my husband and my mum and my dad and my brother and all these people that say go and do it. It's absolutely important, but they obviously pick up all their all of the things that, for work and all of those duties on the side. So I think that there's always a beautiful team behind any of this. And the team at Dandenong City Soccer Club, Kat Ovchin, Melinda Ambrosch, they were doing so much work behind the scenes. We have a huge team around us that enabled us to do this. So it's definitely attributable to a lot of people within our club. Our committee have been so supportive and so grateful for the whole experience, just as much as we have. So our sponsors and everyone. So there's a whole heap of people around this that have just been so overwhelmed with this experience.
Absolutely. And just a bit about your daughter. I mean, it's a great time to be involved in, I suppose, girls' football. There's a lot of sort of heroes to look up to. I mean, does your daughter watch a lot of football, etc.? Because, of course, you grew up with a tennis background. Tennis was always, quite big in the women's space. But only recently, probably the past decade or so, has women's football come to the forefront, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like she's, at the start of the Women's World Cup last year, I'd asked my team, who's your favorite Matilda? And a few of them knew some players, and then now they're all wearing their jerseys. Layla loves Brazo, and there's heaps of Mary Fowler support. There's heaps of obviously Kerr, and so absolutely, we love Catley because she's a Victorian Matilda as well, and Steph Catley was very influential on the game as well. So yeah, absolutely, we did watch a lot with the Women's World Cup has. And I can give you some stats if you want, because I've got Football Victoria quotes here.
Yeah.
So since the Women's World Cup last year, we have 4,475 more registrations this year in 2024 from Football Victoria. Now, what that means, if you divide that by 15 players per team, that's 300 more teams in the league this year than last year. And that's a 25% increase in registrations from last year. So what our cup and the reason why the Herald Sun and everyone is getting in touch with us, because there is no facilities for this increase. We do not have the facilities for this increase. And our club is really struggling with this because we have grown 64% in the female space since 2021.
Wow.
We've overall growth with boys as well is 36%, this year. So where are we going to put these players, and where are we, and are our facilities keeping up with this increase? I would say not. So with all these grants that are happening at the moment, I really encourage, if you do have a female football team, apply for Play Our Way grant that's on at the moment. And we just, as a community, need to really speak up about our facilities.
Well, I tell you what, Danny, no better way than to promote the profile of girls' football, female football, and I guess the limitations, because you said it yourself. The capacity there was only to have 52 games when you ideally wanted to have 72, and all the pollies that turned up on the day would have seen the resounding success, and girls and kids and people from all backgrounds coming converging on Frank Holohan Reserve. So something like this is definitely a step in the right direction. And on that note, we thank you very, very much for joining us here on the Oz Cro Soccer Show. Ante and I are big advocates of all levels of football, and it's really great to see a Croatian club down in Victoria leading the way in this regard.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate all the support from our sister clubs, coming down. I know we're not around the corner. We're in the southeast. So next year, we do want to make it a little bit more accessible for you as well. So I just want to thank all of our sister clubs that supported us as well over the weekend.
And we've got to make mention of that: FC Strathmore and St Albans Dynamo. And Danny, am I right in saying at the end of the tournament, the end of the Dandy Cup weekend, Dandenong City Senior Women's and St Albans Senior Women's played a pre-season friendly?
That's right. Yes, they also played a friendly on pitch one, and so that was a great experience for our seniors as well.
Danny, off the top of your head, do you know who won each age group? Did we get any winners?
Yeah, we did actually. So, are you talking about our sister clubs? Because they under 16,
all the clubs, yeah. You go through all the winners, through all the age groups.
Absolutely. We under 8s, the winner was Sandringham. Under 9, Keilor Park. Under 10s, Keilor Park again. Under 11s, South Melbourne. Under 12s, Brighton. Under 13s, Essendon Royals. Under 14s, Southern FC. And we had a 15-16 division, and that was won by Strathmore Split.
Yay, well done, Strathmore, flying the flag.
Yeah, so many different clubs there. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly that, Ante. Like, you just by that, you can see that the wide kaleidoscope of clubs from all over Melbourne converging on Frank Holohan Reserve. Danny, thanks once again, and we look forward to next year seeing a bigger and better and maybe held over 2 or 3 days or something like that. It was held over 2 days, wasn't it?
It was held over 2 days. Yes, we will probably need to work on the facility side of things. Just only because we don't like to talk about caps and and having to turn teams away, because we had a wait list. We had a wait list for this tournament. Yeah.
And Danny, my favourite question is, how many Chavapi rolls did you sell over the weekend?
Apparently 950.
Well,
really?
That's the other thing, Ante. Oh, no, I'm glad you brought that up. That's the other thing. We talk about how we need to raise money and we need to fundraise, and we're always, harping on the same thing, sponsors and this and that and getting people through the door. But things like this, where we're getting a lot of people that probably otherwise wouldn't come to our club on such, and this is where the volunteers are such an integral part of the club. It is a money maker. It's like a mini Croatian soccer tournament, but at the same time, you obviously need a massive team to pull it off. And well done, Danny. Well done to everyone at Dandenong City Soccer Club.
Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Danny.
Danny MURETIC, the technical director, the girls' technical director at Dandenong City Soccer Club. Yeah, welcome back to the Oz Cro Soccer Show, and a big shout out to Corsa Hair Studio, Plymouth App, Oz Cro Imports, and of course our main sponsor, Living Gems and Gem Life. Now, Ante, before we get to our next guest, I don't know, Koya Vrag tonight in the chat lines. It's Pick on Taunchy week or something. Huh? First it was Škornjak, then it was Chavar, then it was Grgic. Oh, my goodness me. Keep them coming, boys. Keep them coming. And thanks to Jure Dragovic as well for sticking up for me, but also mentioning about Father Nikica Zlatunc, Velečasni Nikica Zlatunc. We did mention it a bit earlier, but yeah, that was a sad bit of news. Ante, let's turn our attention to the nation's capital. Nope, can't hear you.
Okay, huge Australian coming up tomorrow evening with the O'Connor Knights playing the Olympic team from Canberra. And on the line, we've got LACHLAN FIELDS, who's just come off the training pitch. LACHLAN, you're in the car. Are you driving home, or hopefully not driving?
Yeah, we're on the way home. Sebi's giving me a lift. Probably be home in about 5-10 minutes, so I'll transition inside and then we can keep chatting.
Oh, that's all right, mate. That's all right. Well, thanks for joining us. It's good to know that you are in the passenger seat and not in the driver's seat, although these days, anything's possible. Mate, first of all, congratulations on your selection last year in the ACT NPL Team of the Year. That must have come as a pleasant surprise, was it?
Yeah, it was good, and thank you very much for having me. I think, to be honest, all the boys in our team had a great season. I think we deserved to have a few in there and probably deserved even a few more, I think, based off our performances. I mean, we ran away with the league title, and yeah, I think a few more boys deserve to get in there as well.
And tell us, has the team been strengthened this year, or is it pretty much stable as last year, or what's happened with the team, Lucky?
Very stable, but we've also signed Jackson Paisler, came across from Gungahlin, very good player as well, so I think that definitely adds to our team. But yeah, I think the fact that we've been able to retain all the players that we had from last year is good signs. It means we'll come back even stronger this year. Yeah, gelling even more, and I think the camaraderie is growing as well, so it's positive signs.
And tell us about tomorrow night. You excited? What's going? Tell us about Olympic. Are they a strong team, or we're going to get them quite easily?
Definitely got a lot of history in Canberra. I think Olympic's a club that are very established and they've won a lot. But I think we definitely back ourselves. Last year we had good performances against them. And yeah, I think it's a cup game. Anything can happen. But for us, we're definitely confident. We had a good win on the weekend. So I think, we're looking to win tomorrow.
Olympic at the moment, I think, where are they on the competition standings?
Sixth
Third
spot, I
or
believe.
something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's only early days. You guys have only played one league game, and it's already one win from that one league game. Who do you think's in the league, that is, who do you think will be your main contenders or main threats, if you like?
Look, I'd always say Canberra, Croatia, always a strong team and a fierce rivalry. But watching Gungahlin United play, I think early, they've scored a lot of goals, look pretty solid defensively. They've signed some really good players as well. Up front, they look pretty dangerous. So I think we had some good games with them last year. And to be fair, I reckon they've strengthened their squad as well. So I'd say them are looking pretty sharp.
Tell us a little bit about your career, Lachlan. How did you end up at the Knights? Who did you play for before?
So I played academy back in the day. I played ACT, which is the ACT Academy of Sport, and then went through the Canberra United system when I was still around. When that concluded, I went out to West Canberra, which is another team that was in MPL 1. They've been relegated last year, but I probably spent 4 years there and came across to the Knights at the start of last season. I think I was attracted to the attacking football that they played. They had a good of young players, some boys that I'd played with before. They played exciting football. I liked the coaching stuff, and I met them and was pretty sold on coming.
Yeah. Now, Lachlan, I wanted to ask you, a couple of weeks ago, the Socceroos came to Canberra, full house there at Bruce Stadium. There hasn't been much talk about the expansion team in the A-League, but what's the word on the street in Canberra? Is there a real sense of optimism that Canberra will have a team in the A-League, or is there sort of just a bit of doom and gloom at the moment?
Look, I'd probably know as much as you. I think it's not. I wouldn't say optimistic, that's for sure. We've been waiting around for years and years. I mean, there's obviously talks that it will happen. There's also talks that it won't happen. So it'd be nice, but I'm not sure.
And look, we were talking about Sydney United earlier, and Matthew Hatch has become a fan favourite, and obviously he hasn't got a Croatian background, etc. What is it about, a Croatian club from a non-Croatian perspective that makes it special to play for?
I think it's the family, honestly. I was surprised at how well everyone got along, how well everyone was accepted. Everyone shares a real love for football, and I think the respect that we all have for each other is something that you don't get at most clubs. So I'd say that's the main difference about a Croatian club.
Isn't that interesting, Ante, that Lachlan just said that? Because I guess that's the official slogan, isn't it, of the Croatian Football Federation, obitelj or family. And I know even Melbourne Knights down on the outer, they usually have like that HNS slogan with the family motto. But you're absolutely right, Lachlan. I guess we all pride ourselves on that community feel. But you've got so many people, and it's funny because I found this earlier tonight, and I was just leafing through it, and there's so many people at every club that really make it such a family type of environment. It's like a home away from home for a lot of people. So we're glad you picked up on that. But that's really interesting. But look, if Canberra doesn't have a team in the A-League next year or a national presence, there's every chance that O'Connor Knights could be that national presence in the Australia Cup. How seriously are you guys taking the Australia Cup, or is it just a little bit of a sort of a side thing to the actual ACT NPL comp?
No, definitely very serious. And I think anytime you can get an opportunity to get national recognition and play against the best teams in the country is something that, we'll take very serious. Coming off last year was a bit of a disappointing result. We went out in the fourth round. So I think, we'll be doing everything we can to go further, and not just one round further, but all the way, and see who we can draw in the 32.
Tell us a bit about your Uber driver. Is he just an Uber driver, or is he a good player as well?
He's a good fella and a quality player as well, but he's just arrived home, so I should probably get out and let him go.
Well, thank you very much, Lachlan, for joining us, and I really appreciate that. And good luck for tomorrow, and we'll certainly be keeping an eye out on you and the O'Connor Knights.
Yeah, get on down there and support the boys, absolutely, if you are in Canberra.
Well, thanks, Heath. Thanks for having me.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks for being
really
on,
appreciate it. Bye.
Thanks.
Oh, we've had him everywhere. We've had him on the other side of the world. We've had him, in
We had
Garrett.
live in Lebanon last week now. We've gone to Canberra. We've gone to Renown Park, which is down the road here with Adrian. So, yeah, who knows where we'll end up next week, right?
Yeah. Big shout out to all the blokes in the chat lines. It's been very, very entertaining. Probably one of the most entertaining episodes. And yeah, gotta get you. It has been hard to keep a straight face with all of the I guess stirring us up. Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. Do appreciate that. Well, that leaves us.
Wyden Park. If you are in Canberra, go down and support the O'Connor Knights against Olympic tomorrow night. Yeah, absolutely.
Kick off at 6:30 p.m. and we always love to beat a Greek team. It doesn't matter which competition or whatever it is. So yeah, hopefully we can, the Knights can get up over Olympic again.
It's always sweet, isn't it?
Yeah. So big games coming up. Ante, Sydney United and Marconi, the big traditional Fairfield Denzel Park / Denzel Park Western Sydney derby. Call it what you want, but it's going to be a big one on Sunday, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. kickoff. Love the old 3 p.m. kickoff at King Tom. It's a fantastic venue to go watch football. And, yeah, Marconi doing quite well. And City United coming off the back of 5-1. And who can catch the hatch, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we need to keep him fit because, yeah, he's been fantastic. And, of course, Adrian, legend. Fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. All right, then, folks. Well, we're going to leave you with that. On that note, we're going to leave you until next Tuesday night as well. Lots happening next week. There's also a lot of Australia Cup action and fantastic to see as well. The junior competitions, the State League women's competitions all kicking off in Victoria as well. I think kind of pretty much Australia-wide as well. So lots of football coming up over the next few weeks, that's for sure. Leading into the Euros, the Euro 24s, that's in June. Can't wait for that.
Absolutely.
Folks, good night and see you later.
Like a night.